Hello from California. This is Sandy from Messy Paper Crafts, your #1 online store with the most exciting crafting items. And welcome to this week's episode of What's in This Box. And today I have a great new release for you by Lavinia Stamps. And even better, they also had the storage binder back in stock. So let's get that out. All right, so here we have this beautiful new release by Lavinia Stamps. And let's talk about this folder or this binder first, because this is actually a limited edition and it wasn't in stock with Lavinia for quite a while. So now I'm really excited because it's back in. And let's open this up so you see what this actually is. And first of all, this has a beautiful zipper, because I had folders before that didn't really open that easily, and I'm really excited here about this quality and of course this lovely design. And if you watched my last unboxing video with Lavinia Stamps, you might have seen the folder that they brought out recently, which was for the Element ink pads. So here we have now a different folder which concentrates on storage for your stamps. So it comes with these inlays here, and usually you have to buy them separately. However, here at Messy Paper Crafts, we thought it might be easier if you don't just buy an empty folder with nothing and then you have to buy those separately, because maybe you forget when checking out and then you have just an empty folder. So here we just thought it's easier to combine this. So when you buy this folder, you will also get these 10 inserts or these little pockets by default. So you don't pay extra for those. This is included. However, if you're not buying this folder with us, but any other company out there, then just be aware that you might need to purchase these extra. So you have to buy the folder and then these inserts extra. And that really depends on you, because you might say, hey, this is easier because I want more of these inserts, because we just offer 10. However, I thought 10 is a good amount, just because if you fill these to the brim, that they become quite big. You don't want to run into the issue that you don't have enough space now to put this all together again. So yeah, that obviously depends on you. And I also thought if you need some of storage here, if you have bigger stamps, like for example Tim Holtz, that comes on a similar size like this one here by Stampers Anonymous, then you could probably also use the ring holes that the Stampers Anonymous sheets have already in them. Or in case this doesn't fit, you could just put in your own holes. And then you could also obviously store any kind of stamp in here. But, I just say this how I would use this. This is technically obviously designed for Lavinia Stamps, so that you can store these stamps in here. However, me as a crafter, I would just think, okay, this is really useful if you have this on your table for your favorite stamps, or things that you want to use all the time. And then this might not just be Lavinia, this might be obviously any company. And then here you have still a lot of room, hopefully, even though it comes with these 10 inserts. So hopefully this is practical for you, because I think this is my favorite thing here with these stamps, that I don't have to just worry where I throw them, because I have a lot of favorite stamps, and usually that just makes my table super messy, hence the name Messy Paper Crafts. But if you can be a little bit more organized, then this here is obviously perfect, because then all your favorite stamps can be in here. Or of course you can use many of these storage binders and store all of your stamps like that. So this is up to you. I just wanted to show you how this looks here inside. And as I said, it comes with 10 of these inserts and makes it really easy to store anything just like that. And then of course you could fit in even more. Probably won't have this extra package around here, and then you can fit even more. And this way all your favorite stamps can be in one perfect place. So this is this one. And yeah, as I said, I just love the quality. Zips very easily, just like the ink one as well. And this is on the back, a really beautiful design. I love these ones because, I mean, as I said, I had one folder before that was just blank and didn't really open that easily. So in the end, I tended not to use it anyway. But it also wasn't very inspirational because it was just this gray folder. And here I just love it because it might give you already ideas on your next creation, some cool ink blending here in the back, and yeah, these lovely designs here with the little mouse. So a really beautiful folder, and obviously very practical if you can just store everything together. And next one, let's talk about the other things that we have back in stock. So first of all, we have these really awesome acetate hill masks back in. Let me just open this. Let me get something you can hopefully see it better with. All right, probably a bit too shiny, but hopefully you get the idea. So we have 4 of these different hill masks, and the great thing about this is that this material is acetate and very durable, so you don't have to worry that you ink blend and then you somehow break it. And once you do your blending or like your inking on here, then you can just easily wipe this off with like a baby wipe or something like that. So the reason why I always talk about these is that, to be honest, and if you just wanted to create some kind of hillside, some of these shapes, they're fairly easy to create yourself, right? So I hope you can see it and it's not too shiny. So here, for example, you could also just rip or tear a piece of paper, and then you could also do your blending. And this way you don't have to buy something new, right? But the reason why I still recommend these, even though potentially you could just create this easily yourself, is when you do it with paper, then of course you have to rip paper every single time you do a make, because with paper you will just start to transfer the color that you put on back onto the next project. So you can just really have it for one time, and then either by the way you did all your blending, the paper is already torn, or you can't really create color easily anymore without worrying that this will just smear back on your project when it's paper. So the acetate is great because, yeah, very durable. You can use it many times and then you just wipe it off. And you can also not really cut your own acetate if you're thinking, hey, if I'm not doing it with paper but with my own plastic, because if you ever cut acetate, you will see that it's actually really sharp. So I wouldn't recommend that because you might just cut yourself. Or if you just use your blending brushes or your ink blending tool, then you will also break it after a while because the edges, they would be too sharp. But here with these acetate hill masks, they are, as you can see, not sharp at all. I can just easily rub around here without thinking I will injure me here anywhere. So this is all, yeah, fairly safe. And this is obviously why I would recommend those and not creating your own ones, just because it's durable. You don't have to do it every time again. And you also don't have to worry that you cut yourself with those. So that's why I think, even though it's not, a very exciting product, to be honest, because as I said, you could potentially just create this yourself. However, just for the safety and for the easiness, I have to say I love those. I use them all the time. And you can easily build these scenes here together, which is obviously great as well. So as I said, here you have this, little bit of a torn edge to create some kind of hill scene or mountain or forest, nature, scenery, whatever you're going for. And then you can just layer those on top if you want to create even more designs. So the next one has a little bit more of a ridge here, a little bit more mountain. Then the next one has even more. So this is already like a full-on mountain scenery. And then one more where you have, again, a little bit more of a hill scene. So those were the acetate hill masks. And also back in store are these Lavinia Stamp brushes. And if you ever watched YouTube videos by Lavinia Stamps with Tracy or any other of those great makers, then you might have seen them before. They are my favorite blending brush. So they're actually called a stencil brush, but however, they're really nice for ink blending as well. So if you never tried them or you have maybe issues with your current ink blending tools, then I recommend them, and they're back in store right now. So if you wanted to test them, now is your chance. And next one up, let's talk about these new ink pads. When I used them here for the first time, I was really blown away with how easy it was to blend these inks, because the ink pads, they're really nicely designed. They're not too soggy, not like pigment inks that they're like too mushy, but they're just a little bit more moist than a lot of other ink or another ink pads. And therefore, I thought if you just load your brushes in ink, you don't overload your pages, so it's not becoming too oversaturated. It's just really easy to blend with. I don't know how to describe it. I just really loved the outcome. And these colors, they're really, really nice. It's almost like a mixture with Tim Holtz Distress Oxide inks and the regular inks. It's almost a bit chalky, but not too chalky. And yeah, I just loved all these colors. So I'm really excited that there are now 5 new colors, and especially more blue, because I just love all of those blues out there. So this one here is called Blue Atoll or Blue Atoll. This one is called Dark Denim. And we have another blue, which is called Midnight Blue. And yeah, I just love all of those. And if you're not so much into the blue, then we also have a red, which is called Emperor Red. And one that's called Green Sleeves, if you love green. So yeah, as I said, if you never tried these element inks, then I highly recommend them. And they also go really nicely together with other inks. So if you just want another blue or another red or green in the line of colors that you own already, you don't have to worry if they work with any other color. So I easily blend them also together with, as I said, Tim Holtz Distress ink. And this way you just have more variety. And well, as crafters, that's what we love, right? We can't have enough ink and colors and stamps. So let's talk about the stamps now when we already say stamps. And let's talk about maybe these ones over here, because these are my favorite. I just love them. So here we have these really cute bunnies, and I thought it's very interesting because we have 2 bunnies or hares or rabbits that are the typical Lavinia Stamp style with the silhouette. And then we also have these really nice ones that you could color in if you like. So let's talk about this one first. This one is called Logan, and it's a really nice size. So if you see compared to my hand, here this is a very good foreground. If you want to create like a 6x6 or 5x7, just gives you a really good foreground element. Not too small, not too big. And the same with this one here. This one is called Lupin. And again, really nice size. And these silhouettes in comparison, they're like a little bit smaller. So if you want to create more of a scenery, like the typical Lavinia Stamps silhouette scenery, then here you have a bit of a smaller design, maybe for 4x6. Or if you just wanted a bigger scenery but with more elements, then here this is a little bit smaller, but like super cute. And then the same with this one. The silhouette version is like a little bit smaller, and it's called actually Logan Silhouette, but it's not quite as big. So yeah, once again, really great variety if you want to create something different where you color the stamps in, or you just want to create a silhouette scenery and you just need like different hairs, because I believe the ones that we have right now, they're a lot smaller. So here you have just more variety now with all those animals. And the other animal, I think this time not too many animals, but I thought these are really great as well. And these are called Bird Collection. And here we have these 4 different birds, and obviously also very nice to create a scenery with, like a forest or something like that. And next one up, we have these cute little elves or fairies. One very small one, which is called Nia. Hope you, in consideration. This is really small, but really cute if you think this is like a baby fairy, and then with this big lupin here. Very adorable. And then this one here is called Everly. And again, also a really cool size. It's almost looking like she could write on this one here. So just that you see the comparison, bigger focal point, and here it's probably more like mid-size, and here it's a bit smaller. And if you are in need for any kind of fill the gap or the blank page elements, that's really cool, I have to say. This time they brought out a really adorable elements, like these ones here, for example. So this is called bells, and this would be really cute to dangle it down from something. Or these ones here for the foreground. These are called lambs, and I think these are so adorable. And another 2 designs here that are really stunning are those ones. So again, I love everything with lanterns. I just think it's so whimsical and so cute. This is called forest lanterns. Absolutely stunning. And again, comparison maybe, just so that you see this is a bit bigger, but would fit nicely together if you create some kind of scenery. So one bigger one, one smaller one. So a nice choice once again. And the same here. And again, would be really cute to dangle it down from something like a tree or some kind of foliage. And this is called tree hanging pots. And so these are these little pots here. Absolutely stunning. I just think all this detail and all these design elements by Lavinia Stamps are always blowing me away. Just so cute. And next one up, also super cute, is this little pumpkin here, which is called Pumpkin Carriage. This is so adorable. Very romantic and kind of like Cinderella, I guess, with the whole pumpkin idea. Super cute. And also this one here, which is called Fairy Towns. And it just reminds me of Lord of the Rings or something like that, because it has all these cute names here, like Dream Meadow 6 miles, Elfin Forest 2 miles, Toad Castle 4 miles, and Dragon Woods in 8 miles. So if you want to create a very whimsical, romantic scenery that has a little bit of this, fairy tale style, or any Cinderella or Lord of the Rings kind of idea, then I just think this all works perfectly together. Same with these ones here. So these are called potions, but I don't think they are like scary Halloween poison. It's more like an elixir. So this is called fairy dust. Then you have glow worms, flying potion, wing oil, and wand cleaner. I think this is so cute. Absolutely stunning. I don't know how they come up with this, but I just love all these whimsical elements here. And next one up, which I also think is very interesting, especially if you want some texture on your makes, on your cards, then this one is called Winter Spice. And here we have all these nice words. And once again, if you ever watched these tutorials on YouTube by Lavinia Stamps, and you often see Tracy, how she just fills in the blank, like on the side, where she just repeats the same stamp like a little bit all over the page, just to create a little bit of interest or some kind of border. And this works really well with these kind of stamps that have just words in it. It just gives us a little bit more of a texture. And here it says, for example, pumpkin pie, nature, fireplace, chestnuts, cinnamon, nutmeg. So very beautiful for the colder time of year, like for fall or winter makes. Just really nice. And last but not least are these ones here, which is like more nature elements. And once again, really nice if you need something that kind of comes into your make or has to somehow fill the foreground and so on. Then here we have these ones, which are called cedar. Then this one is called oak leaves. And again, here we have more of a typical stamp where you could color it in, or in the typical Lavinia stamp style, we have this here as the silhouette, which is also called oak leaf flourish. So this is called oak leaf flourish, and this is just called oak leaves. But it also would work together depending on how and which color you stamp this. So if this was already stamped in a darker color, or if you would just fill this in with green and then also use green on here, then of course this also would work together technically because it's oak. So again, just gives you an idea of creating more interest to your make, I hope. And then here we have another one of those little bits where you can fill in the gap, and this is called flower collection. And here we have these 4 different plants. So last but not least, on this side here, I think I haven't talked about that yet. This one is not new, but I just love it in terms of these flower elements or these plant elements, because this is back in stock and it's called leaf spray. And once again, this was just very popular because it's not just a big tree or just a foreground element, because this is nice to have too, obviously, but a lot of times I just need stamps that just fill in the card for a little bit more interest. And what's great about these ones is that you could stamp them like a little tree, because that's what they're designed for, obviously. But you can also just use like little bits that are just on the foreground of your card, maybe just on the bottom edge, or they could also come into the card, like if you have any kind of scenery where you just need like little bits, then it's very practical here as well. So that's what I always do with stamps when I buy them. I'm thinking, well, technically it would be better if it's not just for one use, but if you could use it over and over in different ways. And I thought this is nice to have back for this reason, because sometimes, like I said, I just inks this little bit just to have a little bit filling in if you create this hillside, for example, where you need little bushes or flowers. And this works really well with that. And yeah, this was the new release by Lavinia Stamps. I hope that you love all of these whimsical, slightly Lord of the Rings or fantasy elements. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you ever tried these inks. I'm interested to hear about if you prefer these ones or maybe other ones, or if you think it's like what I do. I just love to mix them all together. I just love to have the variety. And yeah, let me know if that's the same for you as well. And with that, have a lovely crafty weekend. And remember, no stressy, be messy, and have fun. See you next time.